I worked the front desk at a boutique hotel in Amsterdam. Last summer, an American couple arrived and immediately asked where they could park their rental car for free, obviously. I explained Amsterdam's city center doesn't offer free parking rates. Run about 40 euros per day at nearby garages. The husband laughed. 40 euros? That's like 50 bucks. For parking, I nodded. He shook his head, grinning like I'd told a joke. Nah, we'll find street parking. Europeans always try to upsell tourists. I told him street parking costs even more and requires a permit. He winked. We'll take our chances. They returned 3 hours later. Parking ticket folded in his hand. 200 euro fine. He slammed it on my desk. This is a scam. I parked for 20 minutes. Explained he'd parked in a resident-only zone. The sign was in Dutch. He shouted. How was I supposed to know? I pointed out the clear diagram showing a crossed-out car. He stared at it, then at me. That could mean anything. His wife suggested they just pay it. He refused. I'm calling the American embassy. This is theft. He actually called. They told him to pay the fine. He left a review saying, our hotel encourages illegal parking enforcement. A colleague in Rome once told me, an American argued that Italians drive on the wrong side of the road. Another in Paris watched someone demand McDonald's accept dollars because it's an American company. These stories share a pattern. Absolute confidence meeting reality. And reality always wins. And because this pattern keeps repeating, I document it so travelers who want to actually understand the world don't end up starring in the next story. If that's you, subscribing is how you stay a step ahead of the cobblestones. My cousin drives trains in Switzerland. Last winter, an American boarded in Zurich, heading to Lucerne without a ticket. When the conductor asked for payment, the man said he'd pay at the destination like normal trains. My cousin explained Swiss trains require tickets before boarding. The American scoffed. I've been on trains in New York. You buy tickets from the conductor? My cousin, patient as always, said this wasn't New York. Yeah, but trains are trains. It's a universal system. My cousin issued him a ticket plus a 50-franc penalty fare. The American's face went red. Penalty? For what? For boarding without a ticket, my cousin explained. The American insisted this was entrapment. How was I supposed to know your backwards system? My cousin gestured to the massive ticket machines covering the platform. The American claimed he didn't see them and demanded to speak to someone in charge. My cousin radioed his supervisor. The supervisor arrived, heard the story, and confirmed the penalty. The American declared Swiss trains were a scam designed to rob tourists and wrote to the rail company demanding a refund. They denied it. He posted on travel forums warning Americans to avoid Swiss rail at all costs. They'll bankrupt you. His penalty? 50 francs. About $55. I bartend in Stockholm on weekends. One evening, an American woman asked for a vodka cranberry. I made it. She took one sip and pushed it back. This isn't vodka. I assured her it was Absolut, Swedish vodka. She shook her head firmly. Absolut is American. I want real vodka. I blinked. Absolut is Swedish. Made in Sweden. This is Sweden. She laughed like I was confused. No, I buy Absolut in Boston. It's American vodka. I showed her the bottle. Clear Swedish text, product of Sweden, in English. She squinted at it, then said, well, it's bottled in America, so it's American vodka. I didn't have the energy to explain global distribution. I asked what vodka she wanted instead. Russian vodka. The real stuff. Wait. I offered her Stelichnaya. She accepted. I poured it. She sipped, satisfied. Now that's authentic. I didn't mention Stelichnaya moved production to Latvia. She left happy. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, but you're clearly not here for blissful ignorance. You're here because seeing how assumptions collapse in the real world is fascinating. Subscribers get this kind of clarity before they ever step off the plane. My friend manages a car rental agency in Munich. An American rented a BMW, drove it 3 hours, then returned it furious. Your cars are broken. The speedometer's wrong, my friend asked what he meant. It says, I was going 160. That's impossible. I was barely speeding. My friend paused. Sir, that's kilometers per hour. The American blinked. What? Kilometers per hour? In Germany, speed limits are in kilometers, not miles. The man had been driving 160 kilometers per hour, about 100 miles per hour through Bavaria. He went pale. Why didn't you tell me? My friend pointed to the rental agreement, which explained this. The American insisted that normal countries use miles. My friend noted that only 3 countries worldwide officially use miles per hour. The American cut him off. Yeah, America, England, and ... Canada. My friend corrected him. The UK uses miles, but Canada uses kilometers. The American waved this away. Point is, you should have warned me better. He left, muttering about confusing European systems. My friend found a speeding ticket in the car's glove box. Delivered to the rental agency 3 weeks later. The American called, screaming, demanding the agency pay it. They refused. He threatened to sue for not providing adequate training. Nothing came of it. I worked at a cafe in Copenhagen during university. One afternoon, an American family sat down and waited. And waited. After 15 minutes, the father stood up, irritated. Is anyone going to serve us? I walked over. You order at the counter, sir. He looked at me like I'd spoken gibberish. We're sitting down. You bring menus? I explained Danish cafes operate counter service. You order, pay, take a number, and sit. He scoffed. That's fast food. This is a cafe. I gestured around at other customers doing exactly this. He shook his head. In America, real cafes have table service. I stayed polite. This is Denmark. Counter service is standard. His wife suggested they just order at the counter. He refused on principle. I'm not standing in line like I'm at McDonald's. Told him that was his only option. He demanded to speak to the owner. I got my manager. She repeated what I'd said. He asked if they accepted dollars. She said no, only kroner, or card. He complained this was deliberately difficult and accused us of scaring off American tourists. Didn't order anything. My manager sighed. Happens twice a month. Our brother's a pharmacist in Prague. Last year, an American woman came in demanding Vicodin. He explained, Czech pharmacies don't carry Vicodins, not approved here. She insisted it was just painkillers and accused him of withholding medicine. He offered alternatives, ibuprofen, paracetamol, stronger options with a prescription. She refused all of them. I need Vicodin. My doctor prescribed it. He explained her American prescription wasn't valid in the Czech Republic. She'd need a local doctor. She became furious. This is insane. You're telling me I can't get my own medication? He clarified. She could get pain relief, just not that specific drug. She demanded the European equivalent of Vicodin. He explained the EU has stricter opioid regulations. She accused him of lying. I Googled it. Europe has painkillers. He agreed. Paracetamol with codeine required a prescription here. She snapped. Then give me that. He repeated. Prescription required. She shouted, I have a prescription. He said it needed to be Czech. She called him incompetent and stormed out. She returned an hour later with a local doctor's prescription. My brother filled it without comment. She snatched it and left. No thank you. No acknowledgement. I manage a small museum in Brussels. We charge €8 for entry. Last spring, an American couple approached, saw the price, and the husband balked. €8 each? I confirmed. He turned to his wife. That's like $18 total. I corrected him. Closer to 17. He ignored me. Museums in DC are free. This is a ripoff. I explained, we're a private museum, not government funded. He said, still, €8 to look at old stuff. I mentioned our collection spans for centuries of Flemish art. He shrugged. We have better art in America. For free? I asked why they'd come then. He said his wife wanted to. She looked embarrassed. He asked if we had discounts. I listed them. Students, seniors, children under 12. He asked about military discounts. I said no. He informed me he was a veteran and deserved free entry. I sympathized but explained our policy didn't include that. He insisted American museums honor military service. I noted this wasn't America. He called it disrespectful and lectured me on supporting those who served. He finally paid, grumbling. Inside, he spent 12 minutes total before leaving. His wife lingered longer. She apologized on their way out. He's like this everywhere. I believed her. My final story comes from a friend who works border control at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. An American man approached immigration, handed over his passport, and confidently said, "I don't need a stamp. I'm pre-approved." My friend asked what he meant. I filled out the online form. The ESTA thing. I'm cleared. My friend explained that ES is for entering the US, not Europe. The man looked confused. No, it's for international travel. I paid $90. My friend corrected him. $14, and only for America. The man insisted he'd done his research. My friend stamped his passport. The man protested. I specifically paid to avoid this. My friend asked if he meant the EU's upcoming ETIA system, which wasn't active yet. The man said sure, that I registered. My friend confirmed ETS didn't exist yet. The man argued he'd definitely signed up for something. My friend suspected he'd fallen for a scam site. The man refused to believe it. I got a confirmation email. My friend suggested he check the sender. The man pulled out his phone, scrolled, and his face fell. The email came from travel-europe-etis-easy.net. He looked up. Is that not official? My friend said no. The man stared at his phone. So I got scammed? My friend nodded. Probably. The man slumped. For a moment, my friend thought he'd finally accepted reality. Then he straightened. Well, you should warn people. Put up signs. My friend gestured to 3 enormous signs explaining entry requirements. The man glanced at them. Those are too small. People miss them. My friend didn't respond. The man grabbed his passport and walked away, muttering about European bureaucracy. What strikes me most isn't the ignorance. People make mistakes. It's the confidence. The unshakable certainty that their way is universal, their knowledge complete, their assumptions correct. Europe doesn't crush American egos intentionally. We're just living our lives. But when ego meets cobblestones, something's gotta give. Usually the ego. If you value reality over assumptions, and you want more stories that help you avoid becoming the cautionary tale, subscribe now. This is just the beginning of the world quietly correcting American confidence. Got your own stories of confident tourists meeting reality? Drop them below. And if you're planning a trip abroad, maybe Google things first. Or don't. Your choice. Either way, we'll be here, waiting with parking tickets and pharmacy regulations. See you next time.